Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Going through these stages and changes, I'm working on me, letting go my pain and my rage, yeah, I'm working on me, I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me.
Today is going to be a moment of clarity with Nana,
Aya, and Raw.
let's get it. Because we're going to be addressing a lot of stuff that, like, questions people have, and, like, people are making this whole thing about, like, carbonation and what's going on inside of carbonation, and, you know, a lot of things that's being talked about. And I thought that on the behalf of carbonation that I should speak up, because I've been here for going on 3 years now, and I know everything that happens. Like, I know everything that go on. I know why people leave here and talk shit about Chief. I know why people just leave, even if they have left and didn't talk anything about Chief. I know why people leave. You know, I know what's going on. I know how we eat. You know, it's a lot of stuff, you know, speaking up for us, but I feel like it's important for us to speak up for ourselves and for him, because, you know, we're the...
Y'all, as I do my editing on these throwbacks and add my commentary in, I often wonder, with all of the ex-carbonation members, I wonder when they will come out and give 100% truth regarding exactly what happened in their experience with the Lehigh Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Chief Papa John Hot Pocket, a.k.a. Chief Administrative Segregation. My money is on after the trial. We will hear and see a lot of the ex-members coming out and telling their truth.
It's important for us to speak up for ourselves and for him, because, you know, we're the source. You know what I'm saying? You have all these allegations.
It's coming directly to us and asking us. They're just going along with what they're hearing, hearsay.
And then, even on top of that, it's kind of frustrating for us too to be in combination and to tell you what's going on and you still not take our word for it, because people really think that we're out here brainwashed. People think that we don't have a mind of our own. So when we do make a video explaining our situation or explaining what we went through and stuff like that, people be like, nah, you just saying that, you brainwashed, Chief set you up to do this. And nah, it's not the case. Like, we're actually doing this because we want to do it. I'm doing it because I want to do it. This is what I set out to do with my life. Before coming to carbonation, like, nobody knew me prior to carbonation. The only reason why you know me is because of Chief. The only reason why I'm a topic is because of Chief. And you're trying to use me or use us as a catalyst to go against Chief, and that's not cool. Like, that's our husband, and it would be stupid for us to just sit here and be like, you know, not say nothing at all.
I'm going to go on ahead and run that back one time, y'all. Y'all hear what Velvet said? She said, that's not cool. That's our husband. So at the time of this video, she was a sister wife to Ra and Aya, a.k.a. Portia Wade.
And you're trying to use me or use us as a catalyst to go against Chief, and that's not cool. Like, that's our husband, and it would be stupid for us to just sit here and be like, you know, not...
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I'm sure that Lehigh Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Chief Papa John Hot Pocket, a.k.a. Chief Administrative Segregation, is sitting in close proximity of this whole live. I promise you he is. I'm going to prove it to you in a second. Keep watching.
And it would be stupid for us to just sit here and be like, you know, not say nothing at all. Right. So I know, yes? The mic was steady.
What I say? What I say? Who you think that is talking to Velvet right now? It has to be him. He telling her something about the live. Either he was watching it in close proximity to them, or he's sitting right there in her face.
The mic was steady.
We got it all the way up.
It might just be the iPad.
Yeah, exactly. It might be take the pad off. Yeah, take the case off.
Oh, it's... What about now? Is it good now? It should be good now, because it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just start all the way, because I know that it was... I'm thankful. I know it was a little bit muffled. So today is going to be a moment of clarity with Nana,
Aya.
And Raw.
let's get it, because at the end of the day, you know, people are asking all these questions and making assumptions about what's going on in carbonation or what's the inside scoop about carbonation and creating rumors about what's going on in carbonation. And I know on the behalf of carbonation, I feel like it's a good idea. I feel like it's my duty to stand up and step up and speak the truth and speak what's actually going on, because if I sit to the side and don't say nothing, then people are gonna be like, oh well, they not saying nothing.
And that's just as bad as the people who are speaking out against us. If we don't say anything, it's just as bad. It's just like we're speaking out against it.
That's a fact.
So
And
I ain't even finna hold you. But each time Velvet left, she was very vocal about her experience.
of me to carbonation was a fucking go-getter, fucking beautiful person before this shit. I gave everything to carbonation. All of me to carbonation. Literally. I gave my mind. I gave my womb. I had an entire fucking child. How can I not sit here and cry to release this energy? How can I not get online and cry for the other women out there that he silenced? How can I not get on here and be quiet and not cry for the men out there who he silenced? He is misleading everyone.
Now, this is a far cry from the Velvet that we see in the earlier video when she's sitting there with Ra and Aya, aka Portia Wade. Now, the question that I have for you guys as viewers, which Velvet do you believe?
It's just like we're speaking out against it.
That's a fact.
so
And Chief is like, it's another thing. It's one thing for Chief to make a video about what's going on and him tell y'all the truth. Y'all gonna be like, you the only one make a video, you the only one talk, stuff like that. And it's just the fact that it's because that's our husband and he naturally wants to press, you know, so he's going to step forward for his family and be like, nah, that's not the case. But when we make a video, and I'm just saying this as a disclaimer because I really want people to understand what's going on. Video about what's going on with us and why we do certain things that we do, or you know what led us to come join him, or whatever the case may be, whatever question that you have. People take our word for a grain of salt. Like if we're stupid, like if we're out here with that we don't have our own being set up, Chief set it up for you to go his life to make a better life for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like speak the truth and
Just
put the
like
truth out
everyone
there.
else who came to card, they chose to do the same thing with their life.
but they chose to run away and not face himself.
But before we get into that, because that's like deeper, we need to explain certain things because we have to come from a lower self place for you to understand and bring you up to a higher level. So we can't just jump in and tell you like, look, this. Like we have to come from a place that we used to be. Once upon a time, like mind you, I've been in carbonation for going on 3 years now, so I know everything that goes on. I know why people leave. I know why I had the outburst that I had. I know why, I know why these things are happening, and I just want to give you clarity on why it's happening, right? So I know for myself, like speaking for myself, when I came into contact with carbonation, I completely understood this message that Chief was teaching me. Like I completely got it. Before I woke up for real, I was Chief and I was watching his videos, but I was watching them subconsciously. I was going to work, I was eating bad food, I was doing everything that wasn't right for myself, but I knew that it wasn't right. But I had this goal in mind to like go to college and be the standard of a normal American citizen, which I really didn't want to do anyway, but I didn't know at the time that there was another way of life. And this is what a lot of Americans are going through. You've been brainwashed from that system to think that that's the only way to live, to eat meat, to go against yourself, to kill yourself, to destroy the planet, destroy yourself, and do all of the things that you're doing. Work a 9 to 5, work, and even harder than that, like live a life that goes against your very essence of what you truly are. People would like to say that we're brainwashed, and we came here and Chief has us under a spell or whatever. But if you really look at your situation and stop looking so much at mine, but look at your situation, look who has the thumb under you or on you. Your lower self is literally.
Now, this is what she says in this video during the time she's sitting there with Ra and Aya aka Portia Wade, and saying, Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Hopper John Hot Pocket, aka Chief Administrative Segregation, is their husband and their guru, and nobody's controlling them, and all this other sugar honey iced tea. But here's some audio from a Beagle Live that Velvet did when she left Nature Boy for the last time.
You teach motherfuckers to love theyself, but you don't even love yourself. You don't love yourself just because you gave yourself the tropics and you move to the tropics and you vegan all of a sudden and you eat meat from time to time. Don't make you a good person. It don't make you righteous. And it don't make you healed.
I ain't even finna hold y'all. I know earlier on in this video, I asked you guys which Velvet do you guys believe is telling the truth. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all which one I believe is telling the truth. I believe the one that left Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Hopper John Hot Pocket, aka Chief Administrative Segregation. I believe the one that divorced him is telling the truth. I believe that the one in this current flashback video is saying what she believes she needs to say in order to stroke Nature Boy's ego. Y'all know they all had to do that, the men and the women.
Look who has the thumb under you or on you. Your lower self is literally using you as a battery to make their system great, to make their system exist. And if you was to ever stop giving your energy to that, or if you was to ever get out of the Babylon system where we're actually living and teaching you how to do, then you would be like,
Understand, because as soon as you decide like, oh, I don't want to to the Babylon system, you're gonna fall so low. You're gonna be a bum on the streets. Yeah. And they're not gonna have any sympathy for you. But for here at Carbonate, we're telling you how to get out of your predicament and how to vibrate on a consciousness where you don't have to worry about any of that kind of things.
Right. And in Babylon, like, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You're just doing it just because you see other people doing it. And that's not the right way to live.
yeah, I was completely over it. When I was in Babylon, people were like, you're young, you don't know what you're talking about, you haven't experienced a lot. I'm very reincarnated. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be real. Like, people, have life cycles, many life cycles, and we just so happen to be those souls who have experienced that over and over and over and are expanding our souls at this point. We choose cosmically, to do the things that we're doing, to make the decision that we're making, to teach you what we're living and what we're going through. Who are you to tell us that's wrong, you shouldn't be doing that? Because we don't. That's like me coming into your life and seeing the way that you live in your little mini mansion with all your little steaks and all that in the oven and stuff, and be like telling you like that's wrong, or try to question you about how you're living your life. The only thing that we can do is exchange information with each other on why we may do the things that we do, and try to understand each other from that perspective, or try to get on each other's level by actually changing our lifestyles to coexist with each other. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, and we should y'all should be inspired by this. You actually should be, because we are actually standing for something. We are coming together and going against what you think that you go against it too, as well. But the thing that stops us, the thing that is different from us, is that we actually live what we are set out to do. We live to go against the system. Yeah, and collect the people who are like-minded just like us, and to do the same thing, because we need people who think like us and who are not going to go against us and go. We need you to go against the system. We need to take that energy and go against the system, what we stand for, because everything has to come back to nature at the end of the day.
Facts. And we all choose to be one. We don't create separation. The thing that we do is set an example for you to see that this is the right way of living. And if you choose not to, you're going to go the wrong way.
That's a fact. And as you are going the wrong way. So I know in the beginning of time, on my journey, prior to coming to carbonation, I was completely over Babylon. Like I was like, I need something else. Like I literally prayed to myself, like, tell mama everything.
Why is it not going?
There we go. We back.
Fuss and fuss box. No fuss and fuss box. No. Oh, what? What? Girl, what you doing with my necklace? What are you doing?
Really, really.
Oh,
It said it's not reconnecting at all. Okay, we're live, recording.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so I think we're okay now. All right, I think we're all right. Cool. So like we were saying, so yeah, I was in isolation, by myself prior to coming to carbonation, and I was like thinking about, I was running into all this. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like people think that we're just like out here, just being fugitives. They said we were fugitives. And we're from our lower self. We don't want to be in our lower self. We're not from warrants or anything like that. Like if that's what you're insinuating, but we are fleeing from being in a space where we are stagnated, where we can't grow, where we can't eat the right foods, where we're not in our proper environment to get the light codes that we need from the sun and the moon to elevate our consciousness, to keep making batteries for the Babylon system so that they can thrive and be prosperous and destroy the earth and destroy us in the process. We don't want to be a part of that. And if you really study carbonation and study the teachings of the Honorable Master Chief Eligio, then you will understand what he means when he called himself the Christ. You will understand what he means when we say the Christ conscious, or when we talk about elevating our consciousness to the oneness, to having a perspective that we are everything and everything is us, and like acting and being available to each other from that space.
Okay, guys, I'm inserting another snippet of the audio of when Velvet left Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Hopper John Hot Pocket, aka Chief Administrative Segregation. This is from her Beagle Live when she left him for the last time.
You know what Nature Boy likes to do? He likes to make himself congruent to Jesus in the Bible. Well, the Son of God will never have nowhere to lay their head. They'll be denounced. Jesus will be denounced by his people, even if they will know who he is, but they will not participate in his knowledge. This is the type of shit that Nature Boy would say to combat what I'm talking about as far as his demonic ass characteristics. If you were righteous in any kind of way, it would be displayed on social media. And if people denounce you because of the positivity, then we could talk about making yourself congruent to Jesus. But until then, bitch, you ain't nowhere near congruent, equal, or anything to the story of Jesus. You are a straight demon.
It's us, and like acting and being available to each other from that space and not from our lower self space. Like, I don't know you, you do this, you are your own journey. You know what I'm saying? We don't have this separation. We don't have the illusion of separation like our lower self does.
Right. Many false prophets. They come, they tell you what to do, but they don't live the life. They only tell you like do this, do that, but they are still in Babylon and taking your money.
And then you ask questions. You like, well, why are you not living it? Right. And then when you actually come into the actual prophet, which is Master Chief, you be like, oh shit, like and then you try to, because, and this is the thing. This is why a lot of people leave. This is why a lot of people run from themselves and go talk shit. And I can speak on this subject because I already been on the other side, so that everyone knows, like, well, you was calling your Babylon dad to get away and stuff like that, and I can explain to you why that happened or what made my mind like go there and do that. You see what I'm saying? For first of all, and further foremost, when you are in your lower self doesn't give you an opportunity to grow. It always wants to keep you in the same space so that you can keep perpetuating generational curses that you are living on the behalf of your Babylon mom and your Babylon dad. We are all 23 chromosomes of each Babylon parent. Therefore, we are out the genetic code of our Babylon parents. So you are a compilation of energies, of spirits that would make up the behaviors and the habits and the lifestyles and the changes that your Babylon parents went through. And that is what I'm experiencing. Everything that my Babylon mom and dad couldn't overcome, all of the things that they couldn't go through, I'm actually going through that for them. I'm being the transition to a higher state of consciousness for them. And you have to be on the Christ consciousness to understand what I'm saying.
Be aware, facts. And there is the cycle. It's a cycle because there's no beginning or end. It keeps going, and if you don't break it, you're gonna keep perpetuating the same behavior over and over. I did. I'm studying myself, define knowledge of self. That's what I need in my life, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not even worried about anything. This is the only thing I'm focused on, and that's what everybody should do, just to see
the best version of yourself.
And you should just be focusing on the knowledge and the message and not attacking the person behind it.
Right.
And it's like you're tuning into drama and he saying, she say, when you are discredited a man who has took his life and has dedicated it to teaching you and enlightening your mind and to open your eyes about the ways that Babylon is treating us and the ways that things are going and how to get out of that system. And you're taking it with a grain of salt and doing nothing with it.
Right. Yeah. You're making it one situation that it's not for once, and you don't want to face yourself, so you are focusing on someone else's life instead of
trying to make it right.
Trying to make it something that it's not, trying to make it even worse, and trying to take people with you to help you. And misery loves company. That's one thing you should know. And your next life path will not be what happened?
And that's what we're doing. Was he talking to you? I think it's so. That's what we're doing. We're growing on ourselves. We're growing within ourselves. We're understanding and we're learning, ourselves through certain experiences that we have. And for the number one reason why we left Babylon was because you cannot heal. We couldn't heal ourselves in that environment. You only can vibrate to the capacity of your environment, and that is at a very, very low state because most of everybody in Babylon hates themselves. They don't want to face themselves truly. And if you were really pro-black or pro black, you was in the radical or activism within the black community or whatever you want to call it, then you will understand what we're saying. You will understand that we're facing debilitations that we have as a people to overcome, to get to certain points that we need to have our own society, to have our own minds, so we don't be suppressed and live under what someone else is trying to make us do. And that's where we're going, and that's where we're headed. And you're trying to stop us in that process. So we left Babylon because of that, because we can't be there and try to create a system for black minds, for black power, for black people, for black.
That goes against the very essence of what it is.
And if you notice it, it's a representation of who you are. If you look at Babylon and how it's set up and the way that it is, concrete, everything, no nature, it's literally no life, it's dead. So that's the representation of you. If you choose to stay there and be in a society where no life is thriving, what does that say about you? It's going to say that because we are all electrical, we are living matter. You want to be in an environment that's living and that's thriving and that's growing. You don't want to be a tree stump that's cut off at the roots. As a fact, you have to change your environment.
Facts. We had to recognize that environment was killing us. It was
an environment that could allow us to be human, allow us to be God. Like, if you want to connect to all that you are, you have to first mentally connect to your higher self, connect to higher self thoughts, knowing that you can even being in our position, you have to connect mentally to understand that you can even do that. A lot of people don't, they rather hate because they know that they could never, you know what I'm saying? They rather take the easy route and do what their parents are doing. But we decided to do something different. And
quick PSA to all of my Bush babies. I'm going to start calling y'all my unsubs because I could still see y'all in my analytics, and it's way too many of you guys sitting in the bushes. Come on over, climb the fence, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to set your notifications to all so that you're notified when I go live or when I add new content.
And do what their parents are doing, but we decided to do something different. And we're young, so
we're growing.
Exactly, so it's even more like, dang, they're intelligent, and that's what people are really. And we chose to do it, and that right there says everything about our mind, like you were saying earlier, Mama Aya. Like, our mind is beyond. We're not weak-minded at all. We're not small at all. That's why we can grasp Master Chief's mind, and that's why we can be here and vibrate on this frequency of the I am, because a lot of people will deny. A lot of people will deny that they are God, but we know, we understand. And that's why we choose to connect to our higher self and connect to nature.
Especially when you come, like when you're on this journey and you, it's not easy. Like, it's not really be. People think that you could just live on nature and be happy because they weren't able to face themselves. Nature, when you come into nature and you are on the I am consciousness, you have to be faced with yourself. You're literally looking into a mirror. So all of the things that you need to work on, all of the things that you don't want to see within yourself, all of the things that you deny about your character, you will be faced with. And it is your duty to either face yourself or run away. And that's what most people have done in carbonation. A lot of people are, why have people come and left? People always ask them that question, and when they ask those people who left and came, who came and left with that question, they try to point the finger at Master Chief and try to demonize him and make him the issue when actually he's not. Master Chief is a catalyst to show you yourself. He is our Master Chief. Who else can tell you about yourself other than the teacher, other than the Master Teacher? You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on.
What the teacher does is push you to make you great. That's what the teacher does. The teacher sees the potential in you, and they push you to see your own potential. And it's easy. Babylon makes it real easy for you to not know yourself, and then as soon as you try to vibrate onto the Christ consciousness, and you got to literally sit there with yourself. A lot of people can't do it because it's like, you got so much stimulation in Babylon, so much things to do.
Like, everything
life is calm. Life is like, it's simple.
Yeah, it's simple, and we complicate it.
Yeah.
And when people face with themselves, they get scared.
They
get really, and I know how it is because it's certain things that you don't even know about yourself. But when it comes out, you're like, oh snap! I don't want to be this. Everybody wants to think of themselves as this great person. Everybody wants to see themselves as the light, all light. But you have debilitations, and you have to consider those things to expand your soul. And that's what happened. People get afraid, and even I've been in a situation where I have to face myself, and I have certain fears, and I have certain things that I have to conquer, and I can't let it overcome me, because then that means if I let it conquer me, then I'll fall back to my lower self. I'll go back to sleep. I'll be still perpetuating the same situation that my Babylon parents are currently doing, and I won't be a change in the world. I won't be changing anything. I'll actually just keep.
You still have to work on rehabilitation.
Shouts out to our chief.
That's a fact, because he is the one who keeps us. People say he has y'all brainwashed. He has
we got like one mind, one mind, one self. If you don't understand it, you will never be able to understand us.
Exactly. He is our keeper. You ever heard of a saying like your sister should be a keeper or your brother is your keeper? Master Chief is our keeper. That's our higher self. If you ever heard a saying like, you know how a lot of people use God or Jesus as an external device to themselves, and they'll be like, I'm gonna pray to God. He gonna have my back. He gonna do everything for me. It's like that. You know what I'm saying? In a piece of ourselves. You know, and we represent that to each other in different ways, in different forms. You see what I'm saying? Everybody that's ever come in your life and made a miracle happen wasn't because of this external entity that has this soul say over our lives. No, it's just you in a different form that created that situation for yourself. So because we allow Chief to help.
All right, y'all. For the remainder of this video, all of my commentary will simply be the new evidence that the prosecution in DeKalb County, Georgia, submitted on December 15th, 2023. I just want everybody to be caught up and up to date on where this carbonation story is at and potentially headed. So, with no further ado, I will be putting in all 3 pieces of new evidence that's been submitted throughout the rest of this video. So, here's the first piece of evidence.
Notice of intent to present evidence of other crimes, wrongs, or acts comes now, the state of Georgia, by and through Sherry Boston, District Attorney for the Stone Mountain Judicial Circuit or her lawfully appointed assistant, and provides the above-named defendant with notice, pursuant to O.C.G.A. 244404B, of its intention to present evidence of the below other crimes, wrongs, or acts against defendant Eligio Bishop for the purposes of proving the following: intent, motive, and absence of mistake. Other act, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit transmissions, which occurred on or about March 29, 2022, in DeKalb County, Georgia,
in Cincinnati, Ohio, involving Velvet Marquez. Specifically, while knowing the content of the transmission, the accused did knowingly transmit a video depicting Miss Marquez engaged in oral sex, sexually explicit conduct, to YouTube, without Miss Marquez's consent, and such transmission constituted harassment. Wherefore, the state prays that this honorable court issue a written order, specifically permitting the admission of the enumerated other act evidence at the trial of this case.
In my humble opinion, guys, this new evidence is very powerful and potentially damaging for Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Papa John Hot Pocket, aka Chief Administrative Segregation. I don't know what his attorney gonna do, y'all.
That created that situation for yourself. So because we allow Chief to help us and help our minds and give ourselves divine knowledge of self and keep us on a righteous path, that says that we're actually intelligent enough to grow our soul, to keep ourselves connected to the very thing that's helping us and not detach ourselves from the thing that would not help us, like Babylon.
That's facts. Exactly, because that's all Babylon can teach you to do is be another battery in the system to keep going on. To keep perpetuating the generational curses. And our guide, our teacher, our master chief, he's actually keeping us on this righteous path. Like there is no one that can show you yourself and also help you work through these debilitations within yourself like he can. And so, and his heart is like magnificent, and because he doesn't even. Like he doesn't even make you feel like you just did that.
No, he
like,
doesn't. He doesn't. He really doesn't.
Just be like, it's over. It's done. Like we accomplished it. We solved it. It's cool. Like let's get back to being happy.
Keep it. Yeah.
And it's amazing because usually you be around people who
make you feel bad,
or wouldn't even address the things that you know need to be addressed and need to be solved. They wouldn't even know how to do it because they haven't done it for themselves. So the fact that he has been through all these things and he can help us through our stuff is like, it's amazing for me.
Absolutely.
I never had that in my life. You know,
no, me neither.
In Babylon. So why would I go back to a system that hates me, that clearly hates itself?
No.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And legalize drugs so you can be falling asleep again. Wake up and feel like, okay, what the fuck is going on? I feel something. They give you all these drugs and these things, more work just to,
distract you.
Right. Just to kill you. Kill, steal, and destroy.
That's facts.
The lower self.
The smartest people in the world don't think about none of that what y'all focus on. Money or anything like that, they don't focus on it. They up in the wilderness wrestling crocodiles and alligators. They picture, bruh.
Why,
It's like,
though?
why should I?
No one can hear you.
Oh. One kid in the world, they're not.
Which
they're
is not
focused.
even the smartest. It's like the dumbest people in the world because they're
themselves.
Yeah, they're destroying themselves.
Right. They're
And
destroying themselves.
It's not something. And I know a lot of people out there feel what we feel. They feel like just what Marcin was saying just a minute ago. They feel this innate thing that's in them, like something is wrong. We're not supposed to be doing this. We're not supposed to be. But you know, the reason why people could demonize sheep the way that they have, the reason why people can do that is because deep within themselves they hate themselves in a certain degree. The reason why people can make it a problem or make him seem like this cult leader that's just like going to destroy everyone is because they see that within themselves. They may feel that within themselves if they had the power that Chief has. They could do some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Nobody can, every opinion that someone gives about you is what you see in yourself. It's something that is being reflected back to you to see what you have to, it is what you see in yourself, what you have to work on, the things that you should keep being attached to within yourself that makes you great. You see? And so I just, sometimes sometimes it does baffle me sometimes to think about why our people, like, not even people, just people in general, because we are for everyone. You know, everyone is, we are all one. So there's no separation when it comes to like black or white or anything like that. Everybody's brown. But it does baffle me when I see people who are more melanated, who are literally trying to destroy us. Like they are literally like trying to find anything in our background. You see this coconut tree, they'll take the coconut tree and say, ooh, look, and try to make it a situation and try to find something to demonize us, to make us look bad. And you are and I now really just start going into the rumors and stuff like that and addressing that, because that's not good. Because when we're in a video and you take our pictures from our background, that does not only like make us well, it's a very uncomfortable. That does not only like, you know, you're doing that. It doesn't only make a statement that you're doing it, and we see your negativity and we see how low vibrational you are. It actually does create problems for us because we have children. You know, we have husbands, we are wives, we have a family, and for you to do that says how much you don't really care about us. You say that you care about us and you say that you want us to be safe, but yet you're taking our background and you're making it an issue, and you contact the people that we're living with and you say, look, and you make it an issue. That's not cool. If that were to happen to you, just think about if that were to happen to you, you would probably go try to kill the person who did that to you, or you would be really upset with the person who did that to you. So why would you do that to somebody else? Now, the key thing to this is people do that, but they do that without searching, without doing research. They do that without knowing the truth. They always go from hearsay to she say, he say, and go and just make their own thing up in their own mind. But I really encourage you to go look at all of the videos. Go look at Master Chief. Go look at his teachings. Please listen with an open heart. Don't listen with the disposition of a notion that you may already have had from somebody else that had told you something, because you don't know for yourself. Just like that person don't know for themselves because they haven't studied us either. So you have to sit down, you have to listen, you have to understand the frequency, you have to understand. But it is written that most won't understand. It is written that, you know, many's heart will be callous, and that we're literally a living testimony of the Bible that you read today. You know, people will say that the Christ is outside of themselves and it's something that we should worship and we should be coming to that state. Yes, we should be coming to that state, but it's not external of us. It's literally happening right now in this day of time through carbonation, because we are the only group of people that's on the face of this earth that are picking up our crosses, our ankhs, and proclaiming the kingdom and changing.
Right, and even through all the hate, we still get on these cameras and try to teach y'all the message. And y'all still like look for any little thing, like it's crazy.
Right, keep going into the negative.
Honestly, like the most, I think it's insulting one's intelligence and like, and just the fact that we're all grown. You know what I'm saying? We're all living our life the way we decided to, and to say things like, you know, we're being held against our will, or we're weak, or we're being manipulated is like, okay, well then what are we being manipulated to do? Like, I really want you guys to look at what you're saying and what you're speaking out, and then look at what's actually going on, or actually do the work, because you can insinuate things. You can listen to the haters pages, you can do all that, but those people are not here. You can say, I heard somebody who left there say this and that, but do you think anybody that leaves here a divine being? You understand? Like, you have to understand that people have left your life and have talked mess about you. So you have to understand that when you insinuate things about our life and you try to undermine our intelligence, you try to undermine our ability to make decisions for ourselves and all of this, just claiming a lot of just negative things. It's crazy to us. A lot of times we don't address it. A lot of times we just keep going with the message because that's what's important to us. This is why we're here, and this is what you're not seeing, what you're not grasping. So we're gonna keep going hard.
Okay, guys, so we're going to get into the next piece of evidence that was submitted by the prosecution on December 15th, 2023. Here we go.
Notice of intent to present evidence of other crimes, wrongs, or acts comes now, the state of Georgia, by and through Sherry Boston, District Attorney for the Stone Mountain Judicial Circuit, or her lawfully appointed assistant, and provides the above-named defendant with notice, pursuant to O.C.G.A. 244404B, of its intention to present evidence of the below other crimes, wrongs, or acts against defendant Eligio Bishop, for the purposes of proving the following: intent, motive, plan, and absence of mistake. Other acts: battery, aggravated assault, strangulation, and simple battery, which occurred between January 2020 and March 24, 2022, in a series of transactions on diverse occasions in Cobb and DeKalb counties, Georgia, as well as in Kankan and Palenque, Mexico, involving Kendra Cart, her, Velvet Marquez, and Tinisha Jule. Specifically, on multiple occasions in multiple locations, the accused did strike Miss Carter, Miss Marquez, Miss Dule, and others. The accused would also order other individuals to commit acts of battery and aggravated assault at his behest upon Miss Carter, Miss Marquez, and Miss Dule. Wherefore, the state prays that this honorable court issue a written order, specifically permitting the admission of the enumerated other act evidence at the trial of this case.
This is why we're here, and this is what you're not seeing, what you're not grasping. So we're gonna keep going hard and keep going in and telling you, like, and keep showing you that you are more than you're even portraying to be. You are God. You are just vibrating on a lower self version of what you are, and you have yet to tap into your higher self thoughts. And you probably won't, because your astrological program is just wired down. It won't allow you to even see or recognize that you're a God. It only allows you to be a devil. And so we can't even really focus on you for too long. You know what I'm saying? Because we're vibrating high. We're on a whole different frequency. And it's just crazy, because it'd be in the inbox. It'd be like snakes and just not even snakes, because snakes are not bad. But
it's just lower self entities.
Yes, and it's creepy. It's really creepy. It really is. Like I said, we're adults. We make our own decisions. We're here. We're not here against our will. That's
no, we're not.
Crazy.
We're here because we want to be.
We're here because we want to be here.
For years, I would in court because I want to be here. I don't want to be there.
And bouncing off of what Mom Sheba says about you guys calling us weak, I think that you weak because you ain't doing anything with you're not living your life with purpose. You're not making a stand. You're taking somebody else's life and you're making that a theme of your life. When you should just be focusing on your life and bettering society, bettering yourself, bettering humanity. But you're not doing it.
The system wants you to focus on the bad things anyway, because the time is coming where our message is going to be, you know what I'm saying, what you needed to hear. So and it's going to be too late for you to be like, oh shit, I should have listened. Yeah. We're telling you right now, listen. Stop focusing on the negative.
Yeah. And a lot of people know it's true. They do, but you ignore it. It's like Chief is the alarm clock, right? And you know how it is when you have a 9 to 5 and you set your alarm clock and then you put it on snooze. So you're putting on him on snooze, and it's getting louder and it's getting louder. We are the snooze button, like, hello, cut off Master Chief, wake the fuck up. But you still putting it on snooze, and at the end of the day, there's not going to be nowhere for you to go. It's not going to be nowhere for you to run. It's not going to be easy for you. Right now, it's easy for you to make up your mind and make a decision, but soon it won't be. Right, you shouldn't ignore what you innately understand and what you innately know is the truth.
But you know what the problem with that is for most of the people out there. Even if they do hear the word, they hear the message, and they hear message, understand it. Most people in Babylon have so many responsibilities. They have so many things that's holding them back that it makes them literally makes it for them impossible to leave. And that's what we teach too. You have to let these things go that no longer serve you so that you can move forward. You know, you don't have any ownership over anyone. You don't own your children. You're just them in a different form, and they're on their own journey. Everybody in your life, everything is working, not against you, but for you. So if you're in a situation where you have to let something go and it feel like it hurts and stuff like that, that's because you have to change. You're in need of change. You have to grow. You have to let that go so that you can let something in your life that serves you, that actually serves a purpose. And you say, well, my children are everything in me. I can't leave my children. Well, you need to try to figure out a way how to, get them with you. Or, if you can, then that's a clear sign from the universe that have to move on. And like I said, we are all one. You are not separate from your child. Your child is on its own journey, and whether you was kept being with it or you left him or her, whatever the case may be, they will still experience the same thing that they experienced with or without you.
That's a fact.
It's just going to be in a different form.
Information is already there.
And it's a test. Everything is a test. Please, let's understand that reality is a test. Everything that you're coming into contact with, everything is a test to see how you're going to respond to it so that you can expand your soul. Like, if you don't overcome these tests, if you don't understand these tests and be able to apply divine knowledge to your life to get over these tests, then you're going to be stagnated and you're going to stay in Babylon. You're going to stay there. You're going to stay in and if you are on your way up to the Christ conscious, like most people have came to revelation and left, and you can't apply the knowledge and you can't see it from a higher perspective, then you will fall back into the depths of your lowest self and you will subject yourself to that.
You gotta walk in faith. You to drag me down with your negative vibes and your energy.
That's a fact.
Walk in faith. Don't be ruled by fear, because that's also one thing that most people have. Like, I know for myself, I was so insecure, myself thriving more and more and getting higher, because back then I didn't know the fuck now what to do. And then I came to Chief. He blew my mind. He changed my mind. This is like
the way, the truth, and the light.
And see, the reason why you even had that confidence to step out, like that not knowing what's on the really, you know what I'm saying, experience it to really understand it, and then it's even harder than you thought, you know what I'm saying, when you do. But like Nana was saying, it's like, if you never, it's like you still have to get those blessings you felt so attached to, and sometimes these are just thoughts. It really,
literally,
it's mental, it's mind.
Yeah. Sometimes children on a certain frequency of thought, and you have to let that go, and that's something you have to do. You're not supposed to let anything hinder you from entering the kingdom. So you have to understand before you understand anything that this universe is holographic, and so everything is you. It's a reflection of you, and it's not separate from you. That way, that letting go won't be so hard, even though it's something that it has to be, because it has to be a challenge. It has to be a test for you to understand that you are God.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are. See, the illusion, the Babylon created some effery, because it's like people are like, why would you leave your kid? Oh my God! And it's like,
that keeps you.
Yeah, and people are miserable right now because they can't live their best life because they have this like.
Okay, guys, here is the third and final piece of evidence of past bad acts submitted by the prosecution in DeKalb County, Georgia, on December 15th, 2023.
State of Georgia, by and through the undersigned Assistant District Attorney, and files this notice pursuant to O.C.G.A. 244413 of the state's intention to present evidence of the below previous offenses of sexual assault against defendant Eligio Bishop, admissible for any matter to which they are relevant. Other acts, aggravated sodomy, which occurred in or around 2018 in Palenque, Mexico, involving Kendra Carter and Velvet Marquez. Specifically, the accused performed a sexual act involving the sex organ of the accused and the mouth of Miss Carter with force and against Miss Carter's will. The accused also performed a sexual act involving the sex organ of the accused and the mouth of Miss Marquez with force and against Miss Marquez's will. Aggravated sodomy, which occurred in or around 2020 involving Brianna Jacobs. Specifically, the accused performed a sexual act involving the sex organ of the accused and the anus of Miss Jacobs with force and against Miss Jacobs' will. Under the Georgia Rules of Evidence, O.C.G.A. 244413 and 244403, which, in a criminal proceeding in which the accused is accused of an offense of sexual assault, the state is entitled to introduce evidence of the accused commission of another offense of sexual assault, which may be considered for its bearing on any matter to which it is relevant. Wherefore, the state prays that this honorable court issue a written order specifically permitting the admission of the enumerated other act evidence at the trial of this case. Respectfully submitted. 14th day of December, 2023.
Okay, guys, so that was the third and final piece of evidence submitted by the prosecution in DeKalb County on December 15th, 2023. Now let's get back into this flashback.
Yeah, people are miserable right now because they can't live their best life because they have this
attachment.
It's a subjective attachment. It's like, oh my God, no, because I'm gonna be a bad person. And I'm telling you, at the end of this life, you will not be thinking that.
That's a fact. No, that's
because
a
you'll
fact.
understand, like, okay, that's me. I have to overcome. Right. And until you do that, like, let go of the false evidence of appearing real. Nothing is real. It's just, it looks like it. It's not. It's the way that you're looking at it. That's what's making it. Yeah, that's what's making it appear like it's real. You don't have to look at it. Keep a healthy.
Right, and remember, growth over comfort. Otherwise, you will never be anywhere.
That's a fact. And change is inevitable. You have to change everything. Nothing will stay the same for long because the law of vibration. We all know that everything is continuously moving, changing, going, and creating or transforming itself into something new and different. And sometimes it may be uncomfortable for you, but you're gonna have to push through that. Because what's on the other side is something that you couldn't even fathom. Look at you.
Hey, can you see this for me? She like, I'm gonna give it to you right now. Look, she's like, transferring files.
Just what I'm talking about. Like, yep. Yep. Yo, what's up with this reconnection?
Oh boy.
Nah.
Hey, girl.
Come on, please.
Yo, these flies, yo. Walking on me, everything.
I'm stronger than I've ever been, yo.
What they doing like really, you said you stronger live right now, but it's just connecting. It says it's live. What if it's like?
Oh yeah.
It says reconnecting, but we're live.
Oh wait, the numbers are moving.
Yeah, that's what I
but
said.
still, it's like
it's
saying
recording.
I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
Reconnecting.
Are we still on?
Babe! I don't know if you can hear us. It says reconnecting though. It says reconnecting.
Can you hear us?
Is it said pause? No, are we on now? Yeah. It says reconnecting and the number.
Oh shit!
All right.
Shit. All right. So
yeah.
Back to the subject. Let's
real. You're gonna have to face yourself, and like that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And people be like, I really want to address these comments that they're saying because it's crazy. Like people like we fugitives or we like have warrants of our arrest and we're running. We're not running away from anything. Like all our passports are stamped. We're here legally. Like we have right to be here where we're at.
To be better.
Exactly.
Running to be better.
If we were fugitives or whatever like that, then when we went to that thing with Costa Rica, then we would matter of fact, we don't even have to go there. We could just tell you about us going through the borders. Like we would have got pulled up, we would have got snatched up, we would have got deported way back. We had to get checked every time we went through a border and then checked at before we got out, you know what I'm saying? So that's not even realistic. Like people should stop making up things just to make it seem like something. And like people be like we don't eat, we look skinny and stuff like that and all that. Like people think I'm skinny, but you know the thing is like in Carbonation, Chief makes sure that we eat, my nigga. Like he makes sure that we have food. He takes care of his. Like he takes care of his family, no matter what people may think or what type of allegation people will come up with. We eat. Like if you ever seen anybody leave Carbonation, they ain't never talk about how they ate. That's because they was eating good. That's because they always have food. We eat all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like we got healthy babies. Look at this baby. This baby so juicy. Like we good over here. You know what I'm saying? And because we're like people would think that I got smaller or whatever, but that's like I could see in a way that I got a little bit more slimmer, but that's because I'm vegan and I'm breastfeeding. If you know any breastfeeding mom out there knows that when you breastfeed, it naturally you lose weight breastfeeding because you have another person that you have to feed. So you know what I'm saying? But don't worry about me, like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at my natural weight. I got my natural weight. I had to calibrate my diet. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the B6, I did implement more or whatever because I am breastfeeding and we're getting taken care of. Like Chief is not gonna have us out here fucked up, my nigga. Like he's not gonna have us out here looking like skeleton and bones. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not even like nothing that we you should even be thinking or saying about because that's literally not what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like people just trying to find something to say. Like if your appearance changed at one moment, like Rock got this knot on her head because of how the light is shining on her forehead, like that, certain I know that certain things could look a certain way, but that's not what's going on. Like Chief just don't put hands on each other. We don't believe in violence. We know, but
we got time for that.
Exactly. We sit down and we talk to each other. We communicate about what we're going through. We communicate emotions. We talk to each other. We don't have to get irate. And I know you see me get irate when I get back. Let me tell you something. Like that was a pivotal moment for me to grow and see myself. You see what I'm saying? Like that's where we're going to. My Mars ain't shit. Like let's be real.
My Mars ain't shit either. It's in water. Water, you know what that means? Fire and yo, that shit is.
I got some generational curses when it comes to my Mars, and unfortunately, you've seen that. But fortunately enough, did witness it so that you could stop that within yourself because there are a lot of women that's going through the things that we display or humanity is going through the things that we talk about. Humanity is going through the things that we teach, but nobody wants to look at the real. Nobody want to look at themselves and be like, yo, I'm going through the same thing. We came from where you came from. Like how could you ever point the finger at us or throw stones at us because we came from where you came from?
Yeah, we're teaching you how to deal with it.
Exactly.
How to actually deal with it. We communicate now. We don't do the same thing we used to do. Like you have to understand that even we was in our lower self before.
That's a fact.
Like, we were given our astrological program. We got debilitations. We had things to overcome. Like you said, her Mars ain't in the best. My Mars ain't in the best place. It don't want to be in water, and that's just what it is. And sometimes when our emotions are struck, we
can be irrational.
Right. Be irrational. Right. And understanding that, because a lot of people don't even know they Mars.
Right.
Understanding that, now you can make the changes. But you have to also understand. You have to see. We have somebody in our life we can respect, that we can honor, and that we can allow ourselves to be helped by.
Yes.
Like don't have that. So it's different for us. But we're showing you on this camera literally how to go through your things and how to elevate. Overcome, exactly. Pay attention.
We used to do real nigga moments like every week, but y'all couldn't even handle that because it was so real. And like we were just trying to show y'all, like we come from where y'all come from.
Yeah,
like, we're going through the same. We're trying to show y'all how to go through it, but y'all couldn't handle that because y'all living in a world that's so fake. Y'all don't
Chasing the
even
devil.
understand real when you see it, and your perception of someone else is a reflection of you. You saying refuges and stuff like that's because you're running from yourself in battle. And our projection is like we're faced with ourselves every day. We're working on ourselves every day. Like we're not running from nothing.
That's a fact. And if we fall, then we get up. It's not about how you fall, it's about how you because if you fall and you never get up, then you fucked up. But if you fall and you get up, then that means that you're gonna try again and you're gonna try again, and there's a higher potential of you actually going and getting to the finish line than just sitting there and being sad for yourself or make a pity party for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You cannot put the figure at us and be like, y'all doing this and y'all doing that. And
what is union?
Nothing with your life.
Turn your camera on.
Let's see your life. Let's see how your life is going. Let's see how you live your life. Let's see how you communicate yourself when your emotions are struck.
Please.
And then if you get put on, if somebody exploits you the way that you exploit us or try to exploit us, then you'll feel some type of way. You'll really be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You'll really be in your lowest self. But we don't ever take that approach because we think on the high. Understand what it is. It's just our lower self testing us even in that moment. We are a pure group of people. Like we live in a sacred naked. That's because we don't look at each other. We don't hold any type of negative outlook or perspective amongst our sisters or brothers or whoever come into our space because that's not the most highest way of thinking. We come out naked, literally. Why would you ever cover up yourself? Exactly.
Brainwashed. You know that you are being brainwashed, right?
Our skin is our clothes, and we have to start embracing that. Especially when reasons of why you put on clothes in Babylon, because first of all, it's too cold. You gotta wear clothes because it's cold. So okay, number one. The second reason why you wear clothes is because you're constantly being sexualized. Nobody can't look at you in a normal way and not sexualize your body for you to feel weird or think like, oh fuck, I gotta deal with this today. You know what I'm saying? We can't look at each other in a pure place that we look at a baby when the baby is coming out of that womb. How come that changes?
Going through these stages and changes, I'm working on me, letting go my pain and my rage, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I can't give me away, yeah, I'm working on me. I've been working on me, yeah. I hope you've been working on you.